Hey YouTube, this is Yugi Universe here, and I have an updated Inzektor build for you guys. I haven't been making videos lately because I've been really busy, but I got a lot of time off, so I will be making a lot more videos. I'll try to do a video every 2 or 3 days. But yeah, let's start with the deck profile. So I run 3 Inzektor Centipedes. You have to. This is just standard for any Inzektor card. He's your Stratos. He's one of the main cards in the deck. Then you run 3 Ladybugs. She's really versatile in that she lets you move into your rank 5s and 4s if you need be. They're just really awesome cards that you pretty much have to play in Inzektors with all the limitations and banned cards. Not banned, but limited cards. And then you run 1 Dragonfly because you can only run 1. You have to run the Dragonfly. He's the engine of the deck, basically. Then you run, well, this is my tech. I run 1 Hopper. This is for more attack power. I could run something over this, but I'd rather run a Hopper, and he's that extra pop with the Hornet in the graveyard, so I find him really useful, and he makes it able to go into Shockmaster a lot easier. 1 Hornet, because you can only play 1 Hornet. He's just like the main card of the deck. He pops cards on the field by equipping to a Inzektor monster, so. Then I run 1 Mantis, more than 1 is Cloggy, and he always gets sent to your hand by Centipede, so you only have to run 1. Special summons an Inzektor when it's sent to the graveyard while equipped to a card, so really awesome, part of the OTK. Then I run double Mystic Tomato. A lot of people don't give this card credit, but it's an amazing card in Inzektors because you can set this card, and they attack it. You can either go into Dragonfly, or you can go into Armageddon Knight, and use Armageddon Knight to get Hornet in the graveyard, and if they attack over your Armageddon Knight, that's 3 darks in the graveyard, and that's Dark Arm Dragon. And he just searches out whatever you need, so you have a Dragonfly, and you're missing 1 more piece to your OTK to go off, you summon a Centipede. And with 3 Call the Haunted, whatever gets destroyed, you can just bring it back, so it's really awesome. And then I run a double Card Trooper. We do play 3 Call the Haunted, so Card Trooper is really helpful, and he becomes 19, and he's just a really, really good beater. Yeah, he's just a really good card to have in this deck because you have a lot of stuff to send Hornet to the graveyard, but he's just an added bonus. 1 Dark Arm. He's you can manipulate the graveyard, your graveyard easily in Inzektors, so he's just a really easy card to get out in this deck. Yeah, that's why I run him. 1 Armageddon Knight. You only need to play 1 because you run cards like Foolish Burial and Mystic Tomato and stuff like that, so you only really need to run 1. Then I run 1 Gores. That's Altered Art. I run him because a lot of times you want to wait until you get all the cards for your OTK in your hand or set your graveyard up for your OTK. So Gores is just another good card to stall, plus the 3 Threatening Roars, so yeah, really good card. And then because of this format, I play 2 Effect Veiler because they can get out their Big Eye, their Draco Sack, and that's the critical moment when you need to Veiler because they Big Eye and take whatever you have on the field, and you Veiler them and they're just like, oh, thanks, I appreciate it. Or you Veiler Ophion, which you don't really need to do in this deck, but you can Veiler various power cards in other decks, like Priestess, Veiler Priestess, and that sucks for them because they're not popping anything on your field, so 2 Veiler, and then double Maxi. Maxi is, I think, a staple in most decks this format. It has to be because of all the special summoning that happens. Elemental Drag, I mean, they go off with any deck, basically, and you're drawing like crazy, and the more cards you draw in this deck, the better. Let's move on to spell cards. I run 2 Zek Caliber. That's all you really need to run in this deck because it's always getting sent to your hand by the effect of Centipede. It's part of the OTK, and when it's sent to the graveyard, you can add an Inzektor from your graveyard to your hand. Really, really good card. And then I run double MST. I think it's, I should run 3, but I don't really want to take out a Veiler, which is what I would take out to put in a 3rd MST, but I'm just running 2 for now because this deck has enough removal by itself, so MST is really not as useful in this deck as it is in others. I want to replace these for Night Beams, but I don't have any Night Beams available to me, so I will probably get Night Beams in the future. And then because consistency, you play 2 Pod Duality, because you don't special summon a lot in this deck, because if you have a call on the field, you won't use Pod Duality. It's like that simple, but Pod Duality just makes this deck a lot more alive in being able to search a lot and stuff like that, so I run 2 Pod Duality. And then the staples, I run Dark Hole, Heavy Storm, Monster Reborn. Yeah, those are just staples. You gotta run those guys. Well, people are saying Dark Hole's not really that good this format, but if an Elemental Dragon player goes off against you, or elemental lords or whatever they call them. If they go off and they go Draco Sack or they go Big Eye, hopefully Big Eye, then you can just Dark Hole. So I really like Dark Hole. And then one Foolish. He's just standard for Inzektors to send your Hornet to the graveyard. First turn Foolish is always really good. Alright, let's move on to the traps. I play one Phoenix Chain. I was running two, but this card's not as good as Valor, I think, because you know they can still attack, but you run 3 Threatening Roar, so it doesn't really matter. And this is really kind of a clog if you run Gores, because this just stay on the field if they tribute for an XD. So I only run one. I run a lot of removal. I run 2 Torrential. Oh, I don't run Mirror Force because I like Torrential better. It's just overall a better card, and you play 3 Call the Haunted, so you're not really afraid to lose anything. Then you play 3 Threatening Roar. You have to run 3 Threatening Roar, I feel, in Inzektors because they're just so vulnerable without their 3 Hornet and 3 Dragonfly. So 3 Threatening Roar really works out in the deck. Then I play 3 Call. You have to play 3 Call with Card Trooper because he's going to mill a lot of stuff to the graveyard, and you just get it back with this. This is also good to combo with, say they run Kaiku and they attack you directly or something, and they go to remove from play your Hornet. You combo, you pull up Call the Haunted, your Hornet, and they cannot remove from play. This card saves a lot because there's a lot of cards people that play removal cards at my locals, and they play like DD Crow and Darkflare Dragon. So they DD Crow, Darkflare, I just Call the Haunted, and they're just like, oh, thanks, appreciate it. And then I play one Warning. I don't play Judgment because I always open up with it beginning game, and that's when you don't want to open up with a Solemn Judgment and pay 4,000 life points. So I run one Warning. Yeah, that's it for the monsters, spells, and traps. So let's move on to the extra deck. One Gotchi. This is a personal attack for the extra deck for me because I really always open up into 2 Ladybugs. Not always, but you can call the Haunted into a Ladybug, which is not an optimal play, but if they're playing something that's going to screw you over, you can just go Gotchi. So I play one Gotchi. I play, for the rank 3s, I play one Acid Golem because you can, one Giga Brilliant helps the LTK out, one Leviathan helps the LTK out, one Zen Mains just in case you need protection, one Leviera to get out banish cards, and that's it for the level 3s that I play. And then for 4s, I play a Shockmaster because you can do the Shock Lock in this deck. Finally learned how to do it. It's very helpful, but you don't pull it off all the time. One Lavalval Chain. It's not as optimal to go into now because I do not run the Summoner Monks. But I find Summoner Monks so bad to open up in late game. I mean, you're grinding in late game, and you draw a Summoner Monk, and you don't have any spells, or you have a Dark Hole, Heavy, or Reborn. You don't want to go into Summoner Monk. He's just a dead draw. So Mystic Tomato, I feel, is a better card all in all. So I run, yeah. So that's the reasoning for still having Lavalval Chain. And then I run one Utopia. This wants to be a cowboy. It does. Look at it. It's just like, make me a cowboy, but I don't have the cowboy, so he's just going to sit as a Utopia for now. I don't ever go into him, but one Shock Fortress. This card is amazing. I don't know why rank 5 decks don't play this card. This card is just too good. I mean, pick any. I can make my Dragonfly up to 4,000 attack or 3,200, and once you make it 4,000, you probably popped everything on the field already. So you overlay for Shark Fortress, make Dragonfly attack directly, attack twice with 4,000, and you could probably equip the Hopper to make him attack directly with 4,000, which is really bad. So yeah, this card is just too good. And then I play one Axis Stag. This is for more of the Elemental Dragon players or Chaos Dragon players or stuff that just keeps coming back or stuff that they need in their graveyard to go off. Like if in Miramax, this card is really good because you equipped a Hornet and they got nothing left next turn. So this card is really good. One Tyrus, because I don't run Adrius because I feel that most decks play a lot of back row, most of them. Prophecy, I'd probably side this out into an Adrius, but this is for late game heavy back row moments. They have 3 or I didn't even go 2 back row. I summon this in place of anything really. And then this can be destroyed, so it's really awesome. And then within battles, you destroy 1 card. And then one Bulk, he's just necessary. I would be running Thunder Charger, but I don't have one at the moment. He's just staple in any deck that can make ring 5s. And then my token for my Gores. I made it customized. Because my Gores is a Gishki monster, so I figured I'd make my token a Gishki monster. So that's my deck profile for you guys. if you guys have any suggestions or opinions or stuff that would help this deck out, I know a card D would definitely help this deck out, but I do not have one at the moment. I'm planning on buying quite a bit of Battle Pack 2, so I'll probably, hopefully, I'll pull a card D out of there. But that's it for this build. If you guys have any suggestions or anything, leave it down in the comments or PM me. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. It helps a lot for the channel. I'm trying to build this channel up, try to get more people to watch it, and once I get more subscribers and stuff, I can start doing more videos and stuff. But alright, thank you YouTube, that's all for today.